Hey Narwhals, and welcome back to some more weight loss stories. Only a small percentage of our viewers actually subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind later, so please tap subscribe to join the original 200k Narwhals. Is serious. Former obese people of Reddit. What did an average day of eating look like for you? My day would start with a double cheeseburger, large fries, and a 44 ounce of Coke. Lunch would vary, depending on if I was eating with someone else or not, but was typically fast food. It could be a large pizza, 50 chicken McNuggets, or maybe 1 pound of BBQ brisket and fried okra. Dinner was typically a frozen family meal, like those lasagnas that they feed a family of 4. I finally did get fed up with it after hitting 335 pounds. It's taken almost 2 years, but I got down 100 pounds and still going. I'm looking forward to finally getting to my goal weight next year. Oh wow, 4 years ago was when I was an early to late teen and I was around 200 to 210 pounds. I couldn't even see my own lower body without sucking in. Now, no problem. Not to mention 3 chins and chest. Guy. Damn, I was obese. My diet was 2 cups of coffee, some microwavable food, and then whatever was around, be it leftovers or more junk food, some kind of treat such as ice cream or a candy bar, and dinner was essentially a lot of carbs to crash. Add soda to each meal, plus 1 or so extra a day, and coffee had around 80 to 100 grams of sugar per cup, due to lots of creamer and 5 spoons of sugar. In my early 20s, I was 6'3" and weighed 300 plus pounds. Average day. 1. I'd wake up at about 10 a.m. and make it to McDonald's for breakfast. I'd get an egg, cheese, and sausage biscuit, another biscuit, 2 hash browns, and a medium Coke, maybe some orange juice. And 2, at around 3:30 or 4, I'd have a dinner meal. This would be more takeout. I'd get fully loaded nachos at Moe's, or get a foot-long steak and cheese at Subway, always with a Coke. 3, in between meals I'd snack, usually candy bars. 4, I'd start gaming around 7 or 8 p.m. At around 2 a.m., I'd realize I was hungry again. I'd go find a late night place. Taco Bell was a typical choice, where I'd get a grilled stuffed burrito, nachos, and a double-decker taco. 5, I'd go to sleep at 3 or 4 and start over the next day. I was overweight my entire life, but I became obese during university. Before university, what stopped me from becoming obese was skipping breakfast, as it normally made me feel sick and I don't have a habit for snacking. I'm 5'11" and entered university around 210 pounds, but after year 2, I was 285 pounds, which was the last recorded weight. I truly believe I hit 300, but I was too scared to step on the scale. My university offered all you can eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I took every opportunity to eat to my fullest. A typical day would be something along the lines of breakfast, bacon, egg, sausage, and toast. A lunch, slice of pizza, burger, daily special, normally something like lasagna, rice, or something carb heavy, and chocolate milk. A dinner, pizza, daily special, chocolate milk, and ice cream. During year 2, sometimes I would be too lazy to even watch the cafeteria, so I would go to McDonald's right beside my residence and order about 7 to 10 double cheeseburgers to eat in one day. Some days I'd order double XL pizzas for delivery and eat both for lunch and dinner. It wasn't until year 3 that I finally snapped out of it, and I honestly can't remember what the trigger was. Maybe just a general disgust of my lifestyle or being out of breath when walking up half a flight of stairs, but that's when I made a change. I signed up for the gym and went on the elliptical for 2 hours every day. I could count the number of days I missed with one hand that year. Every day I would leave the gym completely drenched, but what kept me motivated was how quickly I lost weight. I graduated weighing close to 195 pounds, and as the years went by, I slowly incorporated weightlifting and better nutrition. I couldn't even tell you. I didn't keep track of all of it. I just ate what I want, when I wanted, without regard to caloric content, because I figured I'd always be obese, no matter what. I didn't feel like I was constantly pigging out, but I was overeating by a modest margin nearly every day. Too much soda, frozen burritos, and snack cakes definitely played a role, although I didn't scarf them down like popcorn or anything. The sweet drinks and all-day snacking between meals with not a ton of exercise other than running my mouth online. The weirdest part is both acknowledging it and ignoring it, until one day I looked into the mirror and thought, aw crap, I'm fat. I'm better-ish about my eating and I drink a lot less sugary drinks now, Biggest change was adding in a moderate amount of daily exercise and discovering carbonated water like AHA or Bubbly. I tell everyone that I'm weaning myself off of them onto regular water. And deep fried food from gas stations, the Angus Deluxe Burger from Mickey D's with 2 large orders of fries, and some kind of variation of steak and potatoes. Weighed 300 pounds back then, being about 14 to 15 years old. Is slimmered down to 190 thanks to discipline, dieting, CrossFit, and MMA. Thankful I was able to make changes sooner than later. I mean, it was a gradual thing for me. As a kid, I would be punished if I didn't eat everything on my plate, and the adults gave me adult portions. Plus, it was always calorie-dense foods. Miracle Whip and chips as a snack, cheesecake and pie for dessert, casseroles with lots of potatoes and cheese, a small portion of sad canned veggies, or a salad swimming in ranch dressing were the light options. At my worst, I'd eat a couple of breakfast burritos and a large sweet tea. Morning snack would be a bag of cookies and an energy drink. Lunch was a can of chunky soup and Chef Boyardee, a bag of chips, and a Dr. Pepper. Afternoon snack was typically a turkey wrap and a corn dog, and dinner was about $15 of whatever I wanted from Taco Bell, including 2 large Baja Blasts. I'm struggling with portion sizes even now, but I'm working hard to get to have at least a few years where I'm not obese anymore. I'm still hovering between overweight and obese, but I'm fighting it instead of letting me eat myself into an early grave. I'm obese technically. I weigh 280 pounds, 5'8". My job is extremely physically demanding, carrying 100 pounds worth of tools, 20 to 30 flights of stairs, lifting, maneuvering steel beams in excess of 200 pounds repeatedly, lifting, walking non-stop. You could say that I work very hard to be a fatty, lol. In a typical day of eating, I might hop over to the local store and pick up 2 slices of Hunt's Brothers, a godly gas station pizza. It's so tasty. 2 slices is roughly half of medium pizza. I'll get a smoothie and Diet Coke with it. After work, I'll eat a large Caesar's pizza, or a 12-inch sub with a small fry. In a day, I probably consume 7,000 to 8,000 calories. I spend maybe $20 to $30 a day on food and drinks. I rarely buy groceries. If I do, it's a Bob Evans family-sized loaded mashed potatoes, chips, salsa, lots of unsweetened tea, some burritos, etc. I might be alright if I worked out. I don't. All my time at home is spent reading, maybe gaming. And there you have it, my dietary life. I could probably lose all my weight on a 2 adult serving a day diet. I would get 2 Egg McMuffins with 2 hash browns and eat them on the bus, and then pick up a treat, butter tarts, Joe Louis, billet log, and a bottle of Coke for the walk from the bus stop. Then for lunch, get a fast food combo with an extra burger on the side. Drink another bottle of Coke on last break, and then pick up another treat for the bus ride home. Then eat a whole pizza or another fast food combo for dinner. Drink a 2-liter of Coke and a family-sized bag of chips as a snack while I sit on the couch not doing anything. Maybe have an ice cream cone to treat myself before bed. And I would do this every single day. Never had money, never had energy. Out of control, to put it simply. If I wasn't keeping track of my calories, which was all the time, then anything was grounds for me to eat and was based entirely off of my mood. I had only 2 things to attribute to how I ate: mood and how good the food was. If I wanted a bag of nuggets one day, I'd have a modest amount of about a third of the bag. That was lunch. And dinner would be a whole box of macaroni and cheese. Then there will be days where I would have eaten 2, not 1, but 2 Totino's pizzas at once. If I was stressed out or depressed, I'll make a sandwich. If I felt that what I cooked was bad tasting, I'll eat something else just as bad. It was just insane. It was never really food that was the problem. I mostly made good choices and was active enough to compensate for my bad choices. Soda screwed me over big time though. At one point, I had a 3-hour commute each way. When I woke up, I opened a can of Mountain Dew. I'd take what was left of that plus 2 more for the drive to work. Once there, I'd buy a 20-ounce bottle from the vending machine. At lunch, there'd be a second bottle from the machine, and some days, a third in between. On my way home, I'd get a 32-ounce fountain drink and finish it as I arrived. Then there would be 1 or 2 more cans of soda before bed. I did the math one day and realized I was drinking between 3,500 and 4,000 calories per day on top of whatever I was eating. The easiest and fastest weight loss of my life happened in the 3 months after I stopped drinking sugary soda. And that brings us to the end, Narwhals. And please tap subscribe to join the original 200k narwhals. And lastly, here's our featured narwhal of the day. Update: down 57 pounds, starting weight 195, current weight 138, and goal weight 116. A 5'2", female, 32.